Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is David Bergstein. David is a digital evangelist and catalyst for change. He helps accounting firms grow their client accounting and advisory service practices. The future of accounting is all about real-time information, he says. Accounting Today listed him as one of their top most influential people in both 2015 and 2017. And in 2018, Val Steed, CEO of K2 Enterprises, added him to his top 15 accounting technology executives of all time. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, David Bergstein.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I appreciate you giving me this honor to speak with you.
Well, David, we know each other a long time, but I want to know, why do you do what you do?
It's an interesting question. Why do I do what I do? I guess I do what I do because I believe in giving back and helping people. I've been in and around, the accounting profession, now don't tell everybody, for over 50 years. I like to consider myself a millennial in a baby boomer's body, but I'm really a heavy-duty baby boomer. And I teach college as an adjunct for almost as long as I've been in the accounting profession, so I enjoy helping others succeed. And it's kind of interesting, my students coming back to me after years saying, hey, I really put them on the right path. I believe accounting is a great career. I guess I'd like to give, because I used to take when I was an IRS agent and assess clients that didn't pay their taxes right. So now I'm giving back.
Well, one of the things I know you're really passionate about is advisory services. We mentioned it in your bio, but I'd like you to talk to me a little bit about how you know that advisory services is not just about the tech stack. That's what so many people think it is.
Okay. And I guess that lies in with the fact that accounting is a process of recording, sorting, and summarizing economic data to permit informed judgments. And that's the key. The process has been the same ever since accounting's invented. What's changed is it's all about automation, AI, and workflow and process. And those things can be done by computers. What the people need, and I see that with my clients they want to be educated on how to be more liquid, how to be more solvent, and how to be more profitable. So as an accountant, and solo practitioners have somewhat of a little bit of advantage over larger firms right now in the fact that they can automate a lot quicker. It's like a speedboat. They can make decisions. Large firms, it's a lot of politics involved. And in order to be able to offer advisory services, you have to automate the accounting and tax process, which we've been doing for years. More and more individuals, we'll call millennials, Gen X, Gen Y, they look for apps. So I've got clients that do their own tax returns, but they come to me for consulting. They come to me for financial accounting advisory services, really financial literacy. And when you look at advisory services, it really ties in with client accounting services. So if you can automate your tech stack, whether it be with a platform like Sage, Intuit, Xero, NetSuite, FreshBooks, I don't want to leave anybody out, but Accountants World, across the board. Yeah, that's a platform and what you do. And everyone says, they're better than the other, but they all add different apps or ecosystem flows. So once you put that together, then you can help your client. You can help your client with process advisory services. You go into a small business and you see what they're doing, and that's a service to help them do things better. So I divide advisory services, I guess, into 5 areas, which I really got from somebody wrote an article for Firm of the Future. And they put it into 5 buckets, and I think those 5 buckets really count. Financial accounting advisory services, process advisory, apps advisory. So you got a business, whether it be a beach club, a delicatessen, a warehouse, a manufacturer, a retail store. What tools are they using? Are they using the right tools, which is apps advisory? Compliance advisory services, forensics is big. And with a lot of my clients now, since I've had them a long time, it's all about succession planning or successory advising services. What should they do with their business? They give it to their kids, merge in with someone else, sell it. How can they sell it? So I have this passion, I guess because I've been an educator a long time. I did start teaching third grade way back. Couldn't stand it. And that's why I enjoy college teaching, because people are looking to expand what they do. And all firms right now are looking to find ways to improve their revenue. And to me, client accounting services, it's not write-up services, it's not payroll processing, it's not sales tax preparation. Those things can be automated. I know I talked for a long time, but I'm just passionate about all these things. And right now, I'm talking to a large firm. It's about a 250-person firm. They do lots of business tax returns, lots of individual tax returns. They do M&A succession planning. They do, let's call it R&D credits. Different people. But really, if you set up a client accounting and advisory services area where there is truly someone with the ability to make it move, you can move all those advisory services in there, because everything that you do with advisory services really starts by knowing the client. And the way to know the client is to know what's going on with their books. Tax returns are once a year look, but you can turn that into monthly, quarterly, semi-annual client stuff. I'll calm down and be quiet. But
no, it's good. I love your passion. I want to mention something. You mentioned the five different areas. Do you think that? Or let me phrase the question this way. What advice might you have for a smaller organization? So it might be sole proprietorship all the way on up to maybe, 3 or 4 partners in the organization. Should they pick one of those 5 areas and concentrate on that? Or should they look to be more general in their advisory and then, take bits and pieces of each of those things? What are your thoughts on that?
Great question. Everything's about a niche. Everybody's got to have a niche, whatever the service area. And even in the advisory services, I'm a solo practitioner. 2.5 people in the office. Me, one other and a half. And really, how does it work? I like doing process and apps advisory service because they tie in together. Helping small businesses because that ties into the client accounting. But when you're doing that, then I turn around and then it's, how do they be more liquid, profit, and solvent? So yes, you got to pick and narrow. The large firms can have 50 niches. Small firms got to have less niches and less expertise. But you can always expand. One of the great things for a solo practitioner, cash is king. So whether you're doing apps, process, financial, it's all about cash flow management. I sat through a presentation by a company, I'll give them a plug, Dry Run. A couple of weeks ago, because I'm always looking at apps because people are asking me. I can name a lot, and there's competitive ones out there all the time. And they said cash flow management is a 50-hour investment a year. All of a sudden you think that's high, but it really isn't. Why isn't it really high? Because part of it is transactional every week to look at different things, and it's not necessarily the main person. It could be a junior person doing it. Part of it's weekly, part of it's monthly, part of it's quarterly. And that adds up to a quick 50 hours when you start to think of it, and you get paid good money for that as an accounting firm. Again, I am a believer in the Ed Kless value pricing methodology as opposed to the value billing. And I do have my Very Sage books inside that I refer to. And I've been like that a long time. It's easier for a solo practitioner to do that. It truly is, if you're in advisory, all about value pricing and then billing it out.
Well, David, this is a great conversation, but I want to ask you our exit question, which we ask to all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero? Okay, I've had a hero. I should put on my hero shirt. It's not a living or dead accountant. It's an animated person known as Dudley Do-Right of the Royal Mounties. And that's why I guess I like to help people. Dudley is always trying to do right, and I'm trying to help people. And it didn't matter what company I work for. If someone asked me for something and I didn't think I was with the right company to sell them what they needed, I would recommend another company. Because everything's similar, but some things are a little different depending what the needs are. So Dudley Do-Right's always been my hero, I guess because I like Bullwinkle, Rocky, Natasha, Boris, and it sticks with you. I have a lot of mentors in accounting because there's lots of different people out there, but I'll stick with Dudley. All right. And lastly, David, how can somebody contact you?
They can look at my webpage, appsmaven.com. I got that a long time ago. You'll probably find other Apps Maven out there, technical companies. I just built this page about 2 months ago. But David Bergstein, CPA at gmail.com or 954-614-1116 in case someone's thinking about a foreign tax credit. That's 1116.
All right, David Bergstein, thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thank you very much.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.